Hold up a second. How did we get here? Okay, so what is this tournament? This tournament is a community-made tournament based off of MCCI that some friends organized and that I was lucky enough to be a part of. Thanks to the Walmart Noxcrew, many of the games seen in MCCI were able to be replicated into our tournament, so big shout out to them and their hard work put into this tournament. So now with that out of the way, let's jump into the tournament itself. On this tournament we had 7 amazing and totally not scuffed games, which are Rocket Split Rush, To Get to the Other Side, Build Mart, Survival Games, Battle Box, Hole in the Wall and Parkour Warrior. And now let's get into the teams. On the Orange Ocelots we got Eves XM, Keen, Phoenix and Plush. For the Yellow Yoggs we got Danes, Bonder, Lounix and Noxicate. On the Green Guardians we have Reynolds, Ajax Power, Knower and Kegari. On the Blue Bats we have Pluto, Brandini, Pau and Flames. And on the Purple Pandas we have Denton, Easy Missy, Bluely and Wait a Minute. And with all that said, we can finally get into the tournament. The first game on the tournament was Rocket Split Rush, a game that I consider to be among my strongest games. And I'm gonna be honest, I think I did stand up to that statement. Rocket Split Rush was a great game for my team, and we managed to secure 2nd place just behind the Purple Pandas. Now we had To Get to the Other Side coming up, and I was considered one of the best players of To Get to the Other Side in the tournament, so the stakes were high. I then proceeded to choke the other 3 rounds and got a placement of 9 out of 20, which is decent but a lot worse than what I could have gotten. Thankfully my team carried me on this game, so we weren't all that bad. Anyways, next up we had Build Mart, and Build Mart is a brand new game introduced in our tournament, so none of us had played it prior to this tournament. What this means is that none of us knows what to expect, but honestly I was excited, because Build Mart has always been a game that I've loved watching, and finally being able to play it made me really happy. My team had a strategy that we all went by, and honestly Build Mart went really good for us. My team managed to finish a total of 4 builds, but that would have been like 5 builds if the game wasn't scuffed, because there were some blocks that were quite literally impossible to get. But even with that, we were the team that finished the most builds and we managed to win Build Mart. Oh, survival games. Everything that could have gone wrong in this game went wrong. Me and Nox were like the first people to get eliminated, and then Danes and Lux got no kills. At least we were in the first team to be fully eliminated, which gave us a placement boost, but it still wasn't enough. And to make things even worse, Survival Games was the first game with a 2x multiplier, which meant that our placement would drop so much. At this point in the tournament, there were only 3 games left: Hole in the Wall, Battle Box and Parkour Warrior. We were confident in our Parkour Warrior and Hole in the Wall skills, but we were terrified of Battle Box. My team was one of the worst, if not the worst PvP team, and Battle Box having such a big multiplier due to it being one of the last games in the tournament was not good for us. So this was it: if we had a bad Battle Box, we would immediately be out of the question for getting into Dodgeball. managed to win our first game. And this was really good because now it meant that we at least had some points of battle box. But there were still 3 more games left and we were still really scared of the other teams. Won our second game, which means that at least we will get out of battle box with half of the rounds won. But not only that, we still had 2 more rounds, so if we manage to win at least one, we will be the team with the largest number of rounds won. By this point we were freaking out. We only had 1 more round left and we had won all the rounds up until this point. We were 1 round away from having a perfect battle box, and it was just the purple pandas that stood right between us and our perfect game. Even though we lost this last round, Battlebox still was insane, because we somehow managed to win 3 out of 4 games, making us the best team in Battlebox despite us being the worst team in PvP. This instantly boosted our placement, and with just Hole in the Wall and Parkour Warrior left, we only had to make sure that we did decent enough for us to secure a place in Dodgeball. Now we had to play Hole in the Wall. Originally we had a custom server where we would play Hole in the Wall, but after it broke twice we decided to just play 1 round of Hole in the Wall in MCCI. My team in Hole in the Wall did fantastic, and we managed to get first place as well in Hole in the Wall. We only had Parkour Warrior left, and with the amazing performance that my team had in Hole in the Wall, we only had to do good in Parkour Warrior to secure our place in Dodgeball. My first time playing in the new Parkour Warrior. We used to have the old Parkour Warrior, but we introduced the new one last tournament, and because I wasn't there for the last tournament, this whole thing is new to me. But there was some stuff that I didn't fully understand, so my team had to explain it to me, but even with that I still managed to mess up some parts because of that. This version of Parkour Warrior, there were some bonus paths that would give you more points if you completed them, but they wouldn't actually make you progress on the actual map. You had to be smart on when you went for them and how, or if you even went for them. At this point, me having done 2 bonuses and also my team popping off, we were really good, so things were looking amazing for us. You know the drill by now, I was in bonus path number 3. At this point I was really nervous, so after I failed that jump I decided to give up on bonus path number 3, but my team convinced me that I should keep trying because we still had a lot of time. But when I came back I realized that because I used the carrot on the stick earlier, I couldn't go back to path number 3, so that was a big loss of points by my part. I had made it to bonus path number 4, and with 6 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, my pace was insane. But as I did earlier, I panicked and used the carrot on the stick by accident, which locked me out of bonus path number 4. Now I was in bonus path number 5, but for this one my team told me that I shouldn't go for the entirety of it because it was really hard. Instead I should only do the first checkpoint because the other 2 were so hard that it wouldn't be worth it to risk it losing all that time. But I somehow did the first checkpoint in just 3 attempts, so I decided to try a bit the next checkpoint just in case I managed to get it, but of course it was to no avail. So then I just kept going to the last part of the map. At this point I had reached the end of the map, and here the map split in 3 paths. Each path would multiply your account by a different amount on each path, and I decided to go for the medium one because I was told that the hard one was too hard. So this means that if I completed the map I would have my score multiplied by 1.5, which was really good. So this was it. With Parkour Warrior done, we would know what 2 teams made it into Dodgeballs. We had done it. We had made it into Dodgeballs. And the best part is that so many people predicted us to be either last or 4th, so us making it in Dodgeball and getting first by a huge margin would have been alien for anyone before the tournament to even say something like that. And now, knowing the 2 teams that were in Dodgeball, it was time to play the finals. At this point, I was quite literally panicking. I had put so much effort into getting to this point, I couldn't let it go away now. But whatever happened this game, I was already happy with my performance, so I knew that all wouldn't have been for nothing. I wish I was joking, but we're tied 2-2. This means that the winner of the next round takes it all, so the stakes were the highest, and no words could describe how nervous I was at that point. So that was it. We lost 3-2. I was devastated, but honestly I was already happy with what my team had achieved. Maybe things could have gone different if I had practiced a bit more my dodgeball, but nothing could be done at this point. I was happy, and big congratulations to the Purple Pandas. Peace out.